National Education MEC Panyaza Lesufi has moved that the principal of the Graceland Education Centre in Elsburg on Gauteng's East Rand to another post after she allegedly failed to act when a learner was reported missing. The body of 15-year-old Laticia Jansen was found in a nearby bush on Friday, and she was allegedly raped and her body burned. Jansen and some of her peers had allegedly been left behind by the school scholar transport earlier that day and had to walk home. And let's speak now to Gauteng Department of Education spokesperson Steve Mabona for more details. Mr. Mabona, thanks so much for your time this morning.
Good morning, Fakim, and to all our viewers.
Mr. Mabona, if you could just take us through the reasons for the principal being moved, because we know that on Monday the MEC said that heads would roll. So is this part of that action of holding people accountable? And what are the reasons behind moving the principal as opposed to suspending her, for example?
Indeed. I mean, the MEC indicated that there must be accountability. So when you look at the sequence of events, they will then dictate that the principal be removed from the school. She will be reporting at the district office. Probably when the officials that were looking at the matter want to launch an investigation internally, they have recommended that she be removed to the district office, and they will continue to, probe the matter, and they should be in a position to get advice on the way forward. So they felt that this one, it should be a removal, instead of a suspension. So, like, the circumstances will be different. So that's why sometimes we'll opt for removing an official from a certain post, to the district office, because you'll understand that we continue with pay. So one will be then utilized at the district office to do other work, unlike at home in this case.
But what exactly is she being sanctioned for? What, if any, rules has she contravened, Mr. Mabona?
Now, look, they've launched an investigation which will then assist on, further details. But according to, the explanation and because everything had to seek answers, he was not satisfied with what he was told. Hence, the recommendation that there must be an investigation, to just to find out on everyone who was involved, what is it that they have done, is it justifiable, or everything that they've done in terms of the action or not taking action, all those other elements. The investigation will then assist the process. That's why we have already terminated the contract of the service provider, that is the scholar transport. We've already introduced the new service provider now, and we're contemplating adding another bus, because members of the community last night when we were meeting with them, they contemplated that, look, the one bus will not be sufficient. We request that you add another bus, which will then take more learners, and we won't find a situation whereby learners are left behind. So we have already introduced a new, bus service, and we are finalizing the process of adding another bus, which will add into that route.
But just getting back to the original bus service, what is their culpability? Why did you decide to now remove them as a service provider?
No, the service provider has a responsibility to work with the department. You can't just change, the schedule sporadically. So you need to consult with the district, and we need to be in a position to work, together and make sure that we're not going to inconvenience people. We can't be the drivers that will decide that now we are changing the times. We pick up learners earlier than what is expected, and the suspicion was that when you take or collect, learners earlier than expected, then probably those buses will then be utilized to do other things, while we have paid for learners that must be carried, in the buses, and we then pay for a service that is not provided. So hence we felt that, look, let's terminate and have another service that is going to be working with us, and make sure that they adhere to the service level agreement that we have signed, with them.
And just getting back to the principal situation, can you just talk us through what actually happened when the family reported to the school that Laticia Jansen was actually missing?
According to information at our disposal, the parent started at the police station, reported the matter, and was not assisted because, according to her, they told her to bring a photograph, and which she insisted that I have a photograph in my phone, but that could not be utilized. And she then went to the school, reported the matter at the principal, and to say the learner did not come back home and is missing. And she was, according to the principal, then the principal referred her to the police station. That is the explanation. But it is different from what the mother told us. And they left the center. Come Thursday, they don't do, Friday, they don't do anything. That's when the parent and the community, went on a search mission, utilizing the dogs from the neighborhood, and then they managed to find, that learner. So all those elements and the issue of changing the schedule, how was that communicated with parents if it was done? How was that communicated with learners if it was done? And those elements, that's where we had questionable, answers that we received. That's why then the NSS decided that let's recommend that probably the removal of the principal to the district office. Then the investigation will assist us to clear everything that would have been said.
Well, we're going to have to leave it there. Thank you so much. Gauteng Education Department spokesperson Steve Mabona on the latest with regard to the principal of the school that the late Laticia Jansen attended being moved to report to the district office. That brings us up to 7 o'clock. It's time.